Paws up, everyone. Welcome to Meowy Hour. I'm your host, Arden Moore. I'm rocking out because check out my shirt. It is Cats Rocking Out. It's one of the coolest shirts. Somebody sent me this as a gift, so I wanted to just let everyone know it's pretty cool. No, I'm not a rock star. I don't play one on TV, but we do have kind of a rock star in the house today. And she is the lead animal trainer for Fear-Free Pets and a great person that I've known for a long time. She's sitting right there with some DOGs. It's okay, equal opportunity here. I want to first say, hey, Mikkel Becker, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great.
All right, proper manners. This show is brought to you each and every Wednesday by the Cat Fancier Association. And we can't do this without our fun sponsors, Kitty Raid. They also make a hydration drink called Doggy Raid, are Otis and Destiny and Indiana Bones listening. And Enhance That Kibble, we got Yummy Raid. We're going to give a 3-pack away on today's show. I also cannot do this show without my cool co-host, my co-pilot, all-breed CFA judge, Kathy Black, with our doggy designee, Destiny. I'm looking at Meowy Hour and I see nothing but dogs.
This one's going to go to sleep. She's worn out.
I know how to remedy that situation. Who wants a treat? Come on, you want a treat? Here comes Rusty the performer. Come here, Rusty. Sit up, baby, all the way, all the way. Come on, buddy. He's from the Amazing Acro Cats. Here comes Casey. We're still outnumbered, guys. Here you go here, you go here. But that's okay, because I think life is great when you have a dog or a cat or both in your life. And I'm blessed to have both. So we got a lot to cover today. I hope you drop your forks if you're eating, because believe it or not, it is National Hairball Awareness Month. Okay, and well, I don't know if we should really use the word celebrate this month. Your thoughts, Mikkel? I mean, hairballs happen.
Hairballs do happen. I mean, I feel like we're going to have a ball on the show today, right? Talking about hairballs. So
I found a hairball yesterday morning, so it was fitting. It showed up this month, right?
Yeah.
I think it's because the cats are grooming all their winter coat out. So that it builds up, and so this is the time it comes out.
Well, I have a theory that cats they wait until the middle of the night, and they have. Come here, Casey. I want to ask you about this. When you have a hairball, do you like to do it in the middle of the night between the bed and the bathroom? Why, yes. So you step in it. Is that right, Casey?
It's such a lovely feeling when you step in it too.
But there are healthy hairballs and there are unhealthy hairballs, and they should look like a wet cigar. Sorry, gross. You should see what hair in it, Casey. Yeah, Casey says just hair. No Hope Diamond. Should have pieces of like toys. Definitely no string, no blood. So hairballs happen, especially the longer hair cats, right? But I mean, cats' coats for the most part, pardon all our dogs in the audience here, they don't have that doggy odor that some dog breeds have. And Mikkel, what's your thought about a cat's coat? I mean, it does smell and look good. Casey's styling, don't you think? Here he comes. Don't you think he's styling?
Yes, he is. He looks so shiny.
Yeah.
No, and as you mentioned, like the fact, like that's a good sign if a cat does regular grooming. So not over grooming, but if they keep their coat clean, that's a great sign of good health. So cats being able to groom themselves is a sign of well-being. So a good thing to see in our cats.
What's your thoughts though too about the bonding aspect, about us being their personal masseuse?
Well, my mom actually has the craziest thing. It was a gag gift, but it has been like her cat's favorite toy ever. That's like this. It's this big tongue-like brush that Tally absolutely loves. Like, she's crazy about this. So it's sort of like the Zoom Groom from Kong, but it's a big tongue, and she rubs it on Tally's body, and gosh, Tally just goes crazy and just gets
Your
so happy.
dad showed us that when he was
Yeah.
on the last show.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, Casey's already saying, would you please go after the show on Amazon and order cat tongues brush?
He will love it. You
Love
will
it.
have.
He said, yeah, wow. All right, that sounds good. I have a comedian here. Did you notice that?
I did. He's doing good.
Yeah, he's like, Meowy Hour, it's in my contract to be, Casey, be good?
Ready for a stand-up debut.
Yeah, and tomorrow, he is going to be my co-presenter, the Kitten Coalition. I'm giving a kitten first aid talk tomorrow, and they have already got over 500 people signed up for it. It's all being donated, Casey and I, but we're going to help people understand first aid for kittens. Not this big guy, but kittens, because if you did kind of check him out, Mikhail, he's kind of long.
Oh my gosh,
Longer
like
than Indiana Bones.
He's so cute.
So we're very excited about being able to do that. So let me get to this because this is kind of crazy. With hairballs. Hello, I think somebody's coming home. That's okay. It's called life, everybody. Mikhail's daughter's coming in, Megan.
Yep, getting out of school. We have Cutie Pie here. Normally it's not such a big deal, but yeah, when you added an extra dog in, it gets exciting. Things change.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to dive into what Mikhail's all about, and she's got a new podcast coming up and other things. But we're going to first switch gears for just a second because, Kathy, you have a brief Cat Fancier Association headline.
Yes, our show season ends on the last full weekend of April. So this year it's ending like a week early because next weekend, Saturday and Sunday both are not on the same month. So our show season ends this weekend. So all the cats that are out there vying for their spots, either regional awards, national wins, breed national wins, breed regional wins, they're all going to be duking it out at this last show this weekend. And then our show season starts over again the very next weekend. So the April 30th and May 1st is the start of our new season. So it's a little weird. We always say
Gosh,
it
football
starts the
takes a
first
break.
weekend.
You guys don't.
No, there's no off season. And we always say the new season starts the first weekend in May, which this year is a little bit different. But anyway, yeah, so it's exciting. There's some real cat races going on. So it'll come down to the last ring of the weekend somewhere that will make the determinations on if some of these cats are national winners or not and what placement they'll end up. So it's always exciting this time of year.
All right.
So that's my CFA minute.
All right. Well, everybody, paws crossed. You do well. Kick tail. All right. So we're going to find out who won last week's trivia contest because they get their paws on. Check this out. This is Doggy Raid. It's an isotonic drink. So it's got prebiotics in it. Summer's coming. Whoop, here comes Rusty. Here comes Kitty Raid. And this is kind of cool because it's for cats and dogs. And what is it, Casey? It's called Yummy Raid. So they won some big award at Global as a new product. So that was kind of cool. So Kathy, the trivia question I get, and check this out, Mikhail might know this answer. I said last week, what percentage of DNA do domestic cats share with lions? And the answer was 95.6%.
A lot higher than I thought it was going to be.
And I ain't lying.
Because lions cannot purr, but cats cannot roar. Did you know that? If you roar, you can't purr. If you purr, you can't roar.
Casey, is that true? You said it's true.
That's
do you
true.
Stand up? What do you think?
I think he would be. So the winner last week of the Kitty Raid was Cheryl Boyer. Congratulations to Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. Congrats.
And then you also threw a little curveball. You were giving away a free subscription to Cat Talk magazine, which is going all digital, starting with this next issue.
I owe you guys $20. I just got back from a doggy vacate. It's coming.
Well, like I said, you need to pick that up with Teresa to figure out the best way to do it. But Diana Knott from Tulsa was the randomly chosen winner, and she's not a current subscriber, so she's very excited
that was
that
fun.
she's the winner of Cat Talk. So congratulations to Diana and to Cheryl.
Okay, now I'm harboring on the hairballs for just a minute longer, guys. Stay put, because did you know that with hairballs, this is kind of gross, but essential to know, cats aren't the only ones that get hairballs. They actually, rabbits, goats, sheep, llamas, and cattle can get hairballs. Did you know that, Miss? I grew up with horses, Mikkel.
I actually did not know that. I'm learning today.
So
I would say any animal that grooms itself. So
dogs, in some regard, could get a hairball, but cats have the PhD in hairballs. You know, productive hairball, the
deployment.
Yeah,
development.
They got PhDs in hairballs.
Yeah.
But there is actually, this grossed me out, so I'm going to gross you all out. The world's largest hairball is on display, and it comes from a stomach of a cow, and it's at the Finney County Historical Museum in Garden City, Kansas. So everybody, it's in the middle of the country. We have no excuse. We all got to do a road trip.
Well, Garden City, isn't that a suburb of Kansas City?
I believe so.
I think so.
So you, as a visitor, put this on your calendar, Mikkel. You are free to lightly touch the hairball. Some say it feels like a velvet basketball, but you're not allowed to pick it up. Anyway, the question for all of you to get your paws on a 3-pack of kitty, doggy, and yummy raid is this: how much did this mammoth cow hairball weigh when it was first removed? Because it had to be surgically removed. Here are your 4 choices. And even though, Mikkel, you don't know the answer, don't just keep a poker face, because we don't give the answer till next week. Are you ready? Are you so glad you're on the hairball episode?
I'm not good at poker faces, but I'm going to try my best. So,
okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I have a poker face. So if you think it is, I'm going to say yes. I'm not going to give you the yes or no. So is that hairball from the cow, did that weigh A, 25 pounds, B, 35 pounds, C, 45 pounds, or D, 55 pounds? Answer next week. You know what? Just for fun, I will not give you any sign. What's your guess, Mikkel?
You want me to really guess?
Yeah.
I'm guessing 35 pounds. No,
okay.
That was just my guess.
What would your guess be, Miss Kathy?
I want to know which stomach it came out of.
Wow, we're technical here. So anyway, I just wanted to say it is National Hairball Awareness Month. Some things you can do with diet and grooming, and some products out there that will help the hair that the kitties groom slide down and exit stage, out the poop chute, is probably a good thing. But once in a while, look at this, once in a while a hairball will happen. But it's when it's becoming more often, or there's some nefarious things in that hairball, please bring that as evidence, and the cat, to your veterinarian pronto. And is that your daughter in the background?
Yes, she just wanted to say hi. She just came home from school, so that's why the dogs were all excited.
Hey, Reagan, I'm Arden, the one that wrote the book. How are you?
I'm good. I love the book. Thank you so much.
Well, I think you're great. And this is my co-host, Kathy. Kathy, Reagan, Kathy. How you say hi to everybody? We have an audience from all over the world.
Hello.
But they're all my relatives. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So
my dog Otis.
I love Otis. You guys have a good team. You have Otis and Indiana Bones, and you're caring for your grandparents' doggy right now, right?
Yeah, Cutie Pie.
Cutie Pie, I love that. All right, so let's get to the heart of the show, which is somebody who has a big heart. And that
one quick comment.
Oh,
type your answers to the trivia question on the chat, but also send me an email. My email address is here on my name, Kathy.black@yahoo.com. I'll pick a
Thank you.
winner
So
on
you're-
Sunday afternoon.
So the world's largest hairball on display is at 25, 35, 45, or 55 pounds. Those are
It
your
might
choices.
actually be Monday because I don't get home till Monday. So
Okay.
anyway, you've got plenty of time.
All right, but I was talking about the heart, not the hairball, and that's who our guest is, and that is Mikkel Becker. I've known you since you were a teenager, and you have risen up the ranks. She has some dad named Dr. Marty Becker, which we'll talk about in a bit, but I'm impressed with who you are, Mikkel. She is the lead animal trainer for Fear Free Pets. Fear Free Pets, guys, is a game changer, and she'll get into that a little bit. And she also has some good news, or good news for all of us out there in the Meowy Hour land, because you're going to be hosting a new podcast on your fear-free happy home. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But this lady also has good typing fingers because she is one of the authors of this book, From Fearful to Fear-Free, that we're going to give away in an autograph. She's going to autograph this. And this has also been a major game changer for cats and dogs. This is a lot about the dogs, but the Fear Free Pets program is helping dogs and cats reduce FAS, which you probably have that tattooed now by now. What is FAS, Mikkel?
Fear, anxiety, and stress.
You don't have a tattoo secretly.
No, yeah, but I was gonna say I have a couple tattoos. So I have truth on this side. I have free on this side. So all I need is the fear part, but I actually got that even before fear free. So it's just a word that spoke to me, and only fear free. So
too. Did you know that?
you have one?
Yeah.
What do you have?
It's clouds, mauve and blue, with a rainbow shooting through a heart. And my grandma at the time, when I was 29, we were sober, and we call it Love, Hope, and Dreams. And it's on my upper thigh.
Oh, I love that.
I'm not going to show you all. I've already showed you my Rock Out Cat t-shirt today.
So can I tell a funny story really fast?
Yeah.
So my mom in college, she and just this guy she was dating, they weren't even officially boyfriend, girlfriend. They got matching tattoos of butterfly flowers, and both got it on their hip. And the guy ended up being a big time lawyer. And so my mom and dad just tried to track him down just for fun to see if he still has the matching tattoo, but we assume that he must. But yeah, that was a poor decision, I think, on his part, because I think they only had 1 or 2 dates, and poor guy, lasting matching tattoo. So
well, that's cool. So let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about the big news, which you're releasing today on Meowy Hour, happening in mid-May. This is kind of cool.
Yeah. So the Happy Paws podcast that is by Fear Free Happy Homes. And it's going to be, I'm really excited about it. We have different guest interviews. So with my first guest is going to be my dad, Dr. Marty Becker, naturally. And then we'll have other great people like Arden. I'm already definitely going to wrangle you in for one of the interviews. And
is it a half hour? What's the format?
So it's 45 minutes to an hour, and I'm a huge podcaster myself. Like I love listening in. So we are going to have some variety in there. So interviews on important topics, but also different features. Like we're having a hot mess hotline where you can call.
What's a hot mess hotline? That sounds cool.
It's kind of sponsored by this little guy right here, our little Otis. He's our little love guy, but he has been one of those hot messes since we got him, where we've had lots of different things we face and have overcome with reward-based training methods. And so the hot mess hotline is just really focused on, okay, why is your pet doing what they're doing? What are some ways you can better channel that behavior? And
I like it. Is it going to be live or recorded, or what's the format?
So that one is going to be recorded, I believe, but could change. So for now, it's going to be recorded, and we have trainer talk. So being able to talk with other trainers about different issues that we're having, as well as talk to the paw. So I don't know if you remember that, talk to the hand, not to the face, like back in the day. So all from the pet's perspective, like, okay, here's something that you do as a human that we don't really like, and here's something that we change it. So
I love this. So welcome to the podcast family. My show, Oh Behave, has been on the air since 2007, when you were still very young. And you're still young, but think about what is that? What is that? How many?
15
That's
years.
15 years ago, girl.
That's amazing.
So
I can't believe it. You are just such a pro. You definitely are one of the people I've like continued to try and emulate. You're amazing.
well, it takes a village, and you and all. So I want to congratulate you. Happy Paws podcast. How do they tune in?
So you can find it on iTunes or Spotify, basically anything. We're going to be releasing the trailer soon, so you can subscribe. So just Happy
Okay.
Paws by Fear Free Happy Homes.
And speaking of fear-free happy homes, can you help people understand there's two really cool websites that have lots of veterinary approved behavior-based information, articles, videos, photos, everything, take-home graphics, the Fear-Free Pets and the Fear-Free Happy Homes. Help us, because I think it's really keeping pets in homes.
It definitely is. So Fear-Free Pets it started off with a veterinary fear-free certification, and now it's expanded to groomers, to pet sitters, to trainers, shelters. So it's a certification-based educational program where you go through the main course, you get your certification, sign up for a pledge to basically what it's about is it's about protecting the animal's emotional well-being at the same time that you're delivering physical care. So it doesn't have to be one or the other. It's about protecting both. So ensuring the pet stays as relaxed, comfortable, happy, and safe during that aspect of care, whether it's pet sitting, veterinary care, whatever it might be. So fearfreepets.com is where people can go if you're in the pet business, if you work with pets, to find that education. And Fear Free Happy Homes has a bunch of just free, all vetted information, videos, articles, courses on pets, training, behavior, physical health, like so many resources on there.
I've done some articles for both, and I love it because I'm a student and a teacher. I'm always learning from you all. So let's get into some practicality. I see you loving up your babies, and you tried to bring in a kitty named Milo. And I love this because I hope that you can share your story so that you can help others, make sure there's harmony and safety, because stress can really nail a cat or a dog, can it?
Oh, it absolutely can. Stress impacts everything. So your emotional health, your physical health, chronic stress is just really devastating. I've been reading different books about relationships with people, and just how if you're in a good relationship, how it actually impacts your immune system for the better. And so you are better able to fight off disease. And there was a statistic in there where it's like you are likely to die 4 years younger if you're in a bad marriage. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to be very careful with who I know. But yeah, stress is a big factor that plays a big role in our pets and in our lives. And so Milo was this little cat that we found. He'd been in this trailer park for about 4 months, was just skin and bones, and had been living outside, and we did not plan on getting a cat because our little hot mess, our very loved boy,
Milo.
Otis. Milo and Otis. Yep. Otis was a little picky with different animals for sure. And, he loves dogs, but other animals, it takes him a long time because, going through his 5 homes before he got in, I don't think he had a lot of experience.
Everybody, just pause for a moment. This woman took in a dog that had been given the pink slip in several homes. Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, he's been one of those where I'm like, okay, God never gives you more than you can handle. When we first got him,
It's possible.
Yes,
So,
it was crazy. Like he has been the best dog. Like he truly is. He's an incredible dog, but he has a full personality. And so when we saw this little cat and he was living outside, there was a huge snowstorm coming in. Like our car was packed floor to ceiling with just stuff from Christmas, stuff my parents were having us take home, and had the dogs in their little travel kennel. And
yeah.
Lo and behold, we are like, okay, either we take this cat or this cat stays out here like in the snow. And we're like, knowing Otis isn't great with other animals other than dogs. So I thought, it's iffy, but we're going to try our best and try and make it work. And so we did. We took him home. It like had to put him in the car. It was not ideal by any means because it was so unplanned, but Michael was just such a cool cat. He just got in and he was so happy. He was just like purring right away, like right in our lap, like just very,
very grateful. Yeah, very grateful.
Yes, totally.
So how was Indiana Bones with him?
Indiana Bones was actually great. So he was fabulous with him. Like Indy is just one of those dogs. It's just, there's no true bomb-proof dog, but Indiana Bones he's just very chill. And, he kind of would see Milo and just like, oh yeah, cool. Like, hey, just kind of passing by. And Cutie actually met Milo. Cutie did fairly well with Milo too. So one of the things that I did do when I was doing a lot of different training sessions with them is I actually got the Rex specs. And I did this because of having two brachycephalic dogs with the smushed noses and the big eyes. One of the main things you worry about with dogs, but especially with those flatter faced dogs, is our eye injuries. So that was the main thing my dad was telling me, is like, be really careful. Like,
that's a good tip.
Yes. So we separately, I had to condition them to their Rex specs goggles. And so getting them to where they were comfortable wearing
goggles when they were around Milo the cat.
Yes. Yeah. So it's part of our kind of, our little protocol. We get on their glasses and then we go upstairs and we would do things like getting them comfortable with Milo at a distance on their mat. And, actually we got to the point where we could have him right next to him. The thing with Milo is that Milo was an escape artist. So he could open doors, he could jump over things. So yeah, it was incredible. I'm like, wow, this is so different, because it was really hard to, have these supervised times where I'm training at a distance because Milo would escape.
Yeah, I have never been able to say to a cat, stay.
No, it does not work. No,
they're like, no.
And so
when did you know, what's a good clue that this isn't working, but what can you do to make it a better situation for everybody? Because understand, you found Milo a wonderful home. And I think you said Milo kind of wanted to be like the center of all attention, right?
He did. We would spend so much time in there with him. So basically, there you guys, they're playing with their toys. So
right.
Okay.
Meowy hour. Go for it.
So it was a really hard day, honestly. Like it was, this goes down in history as one of the worst days ever, but it ended up being a good day. It just was hard. I broke up with a boyfriend that day.
Oh, no.
After the fact, I know. And it was completely unexpected. Like, and he was the kind, like the guy that my parents loved. And so it was crazy. So, but
you don't have matching tattoos, do you?
No matching tattoos. Thank God. No, not this time.
It stopped at your mom. Okay, good.
Yes. Yeah. Buck stopped with her. And, but yeah, before that morning, it was just sometimes, you just have that feeling. And I just felt so sad because I'd spent so much time with Milo and he just couldn't be with us all of the time because of our little hot mess, Odie, where Odie, like, he would do well on leash, but he was getting to the point where he would get scared because Milo would find some way to escape. And so I couldn't keep him at a distance. And so Otis, he may sound like ferocious where he was reactive if I wasn't directly there training him, but it's all that fear-based, so if he had a chance.
Look at his face right now. He's like, me? Me?
Yeah, he's perfect. You're
snark
perfect.
A cat? I would never snark a cat.
Whatever. We would never do. By the way, we celebrate Christmas all year round, hence the Christmas tree in the background.
Okay.
Reagan, my daughter, like, yeah.
I was just going to give you a calendar check, but no problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So where's Milo now?
So Milo, hardest decision, but the best decision ever for him, because I realized that day I said a revelation. I was like, our home will never be right for him. As much as I want to adopt him, I love him so much. I was like, with Otis, Milo is going to have, we're going to have gates. We're going to have that supervision. And Milo just wants to be with people 24/7 all the time, no separation. So we ended up looking and posted on my page, found this perfect home. He's over sort of by Portland now, has the best family. Diana and Steve, they just love him. He is treated like a king. Like, yeah, this cat has like, Milo has the ultimate. I actually took a big road trip with him. It was about 10 hours or so, a drive to go take him to his new home. And again, like we had gotten so many goodies.
You drove Milo 10 hours?
Yes, yeah.
That's very kind. I like that.
Oh, Milo is it's such a special cat. And just, you know, it's like I would do anything for him. And yeah, again, my car is actually packed floor to ceiling again with just cat stuff. I got all kinds of cat stuff, everything. So he went there with his trees, his beds, his litter boxes. Like, you know, I was like, I'm going to do everything I would tell someone to do. That's what I'm going to do. So we did it, had the full setup, and now he's just living over there and with this family that just loves him so much and getting the best care. So it's, you know, like we were both talking about how it's just so serendipitous. And it's funny because Diana was saying how, you know, it was so serendipitous for all of this to happen. And I actually had this card that I had on hand to give to her that was about serendipity. And we're like, that's my favorite word. She's like, that's my favorite word. And we're like, oh, you know, it just felt so meant to be, you know, that even though
really long one on a tattoo, just thought I'd tell you, probably fill your whole forearm.
Maybe that will be my next one. I like it.
Okay.
Well, especially
no
after Otis had been in 5 homes, there was no way you were going to try to place Otis again, even though the cat was getting along with the other dogs. So you really were in a pickle.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Kathy. We're only human, but I really do applaud you for sharing the story because it has a good ending and you didn't give up on Milo. You made his life better. And what are some of the enrichment things that, without people, you know, maxing out their credit cards, but do you have a few enrichment tips because we have people listening that have show cats. We have people like me that have mutt cats. We have people that are in the household cats. A lot of these people, for the most part, they're in indoor cats. So what are a few enrichment tips you can give our folks?
So definitely having a variety of climbing structures. My favorite one was, I believe it's like one tree. It's this cat structure that has like leaves all around it. It was so cool. It was really neat for Milo, especially with the dogs, because it gave him an area where he could hide. It had different levels, so he could feel safe. I thought that was really cool. And getting these little like hammock beds, and so those areas where you could hide. And so giving him that option. One of the best things I found for him was we fed him out of food puzzles. So he like hunted for his food every day, and being a cat that had lived outdoors, I think he really had hunted for his food a good portion of the time. And so it really kept him busy, active, helped him to be really happy. So Doc and Phoebe's, the little mice feeders. We've
had Dr. Liz Bales on Meowy Hour. She created that. Yes.
Yes, she's wonderful. Yep. So we fed him out of that, and then we would rotate it. So one easy thing you can do is even taking like a cardboard box, and you can crumple up some paper and have other like little pieces of like cat safe things in there. So they have to move that paper around to get to those treats. And so for Milo, another thing we would do is like placing little portions of his food in different areas. So on his different perches, on his different areas of like his cat trees. So it encouraged him to move around and to hunt. So that
sorry, dumb. I meant to catch. Sorry, I didn't mean to bat my cat off. I was trying to.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Milo is just like, it made me really feel good to know that I was doing the right thing, and I think that is the hard thing is, because in my heart, like what I wanted for me is like, I wanted to keep Milo. And, I think that's the hard thing sometimes is knowing that it's not the right thing. Sometimes it's when you are doing the right thing for the pet, sometimes it's hard on us, but you also have that piece, it's the right thing. And so with Milo, I definitely he couldn't be in a better place. His adopted dad had a stroke in the last year, and it's really cool because they hang out together. It's really helping him to recover. And his mom, they had actually just lost 2 of their senior pets in the last year, so had just been waiting for that right pet. And as soon as she saw Milo's post online, she's like, "That's my cat. I just know that's my cat." And so it's really cool. I actually stayed the night at their house, and
I hope you didn't make a 10-hour drive right back. I'm like, what?
Yes.
Hey, Someone has a question because he was one of the amazing acro cats as a kitten with Samantha Martin. And I got him as a 7-month-old. So he does sometimes go on my back and he walks around the house on my back. But you're a renowned lead animal trainer for Fear Free Pets. Are there some tips you can give people? Because working their brain and giving them a job, I know we can't get our cat to stay, leave it, but what are some cool things that you could share for our viewers about something to work their brain, learning? Casey, come here.
Yes. So a couple things that I actually taught Milo during, actually he learned quite a bit in his time with us. It was really cool. But one of the things is teaching your cat to go to a station. So just like you have that little perch there, that cat tree. So just saying the words, I would say the word tree, and then I would point over in that direction and then walk towards it if I needed to. And as soon as he went over there, that's when I would pet him. He would get his treats. So, and for him, that was an important one because he was a door dasher, and door dashing, when the dog wants to chase, that was not a good scenario. So teaching him to go over to his tree was important. And the other one was he learned to jump up. So sometimes cats will kind of climb up on your legs, which is what
No.
that's when we first got him. I mean, I don't think he didn't have a lot of experience with people, I don't think. So we had to teach him lots of just basic manners. And one of the things, because he wanted to be held so much, is we taught him to do it on cue. So we just said the word jump, and then we would do whatever gesture. So I would just pat up here, and then he would come flying. Yeah, so he'd fly from across the room or up on the tree, and he'd just jump right over. And so that was really cool. So just pairing a consistent word or gesture with that behavior that you want, and then following up with whatever it is that gets them to do that. So for instance,
with Casey. Casey knows this is good, right?
I love that. That's perfect. Yeah. And so like teaching them a sit. So we may say that word, and then right after we're just, perhaps it's like the hand gesture, having that treat in your hand where we just move it right up above their nose. And so they follow it with their nose, and their bottom naturally tucks under, their legs bend, and they go into that sit. So they can learn it fairly readily, which is really neat.
Well, it's also good to have a couple of feline foodies.
Yes, definitely.
So they know it's supper time. So part of their meal right now is in here. So
smart.
That's why why they make me look like a genius on Meowy Hour, because their tails are a wagon. But hey, another thing I want to share with you, if you don't mind, she comes from an amazing family, guys. She has her brother, Lex. She has her dad, Dr. Marty Becker. She has her mom, Teresa. It's a fine foursome. And you all grew up you grew up in Idaho on Bonner's Ferry. What's the name of the ranch? I love it.
Almost Heaven Ranch.
Okay, Almost Heaven Ranch, with your mom and dad. And obviously, Dr. Marty Becker's been on our show. He's written a zillion books. He's a good guy, America's family veterinarian. But I think you're pretty proud of your dad right now. Can you share with what has happened with your dad? Because he's my age, and your dad packed his bags. He wasn't leaving his wife. They're madly in love with each other. But tell everybody what he's been doing. And he just came back.
He did. I was so proud of him. So proud of him, just in so many ways. And with this, it was just like, gosh, no wonder my dad's my hero. He went over, he got to the point just one day where he's like, I can't watch the news anymore. He was watching everything happening in Ukraine, seeing all the people displaced, all the things that had been happening to the animals. So he just literally right then and there, he booked his ticket, got his flight over, figured out how to do the train, was like, okay, we're going to figure out details as we go. He went unofficially for World Vets, and then worked with different rescues over there. Seva's Animal Rescue is one of them.
Was he at the Ukraine-Poland border, or where was he?
Yeah, so he flew into Romania, and then he went down to Moldova. So right there on the Ukrainian border, and it was one of the places where a lot of people were coming in from over there. And so what he was doing was he was working with different rescues there and different veterinary organizations to be able to help these pets, help these people, giving them free veterinary care, helping them have access to. My dad actually, I saw his suitcases as they were being packed, and he had this little tiny bag. I mean, I think the whole time he was over there, he had like 3 shirts, 4 shirts, so just barely would fit in. The rest of the suitcases were just all animal toys. Like Bark was an awesome, so Bark Box, the bark
Oh,
company.
yeah.
They donated just tons of toys. So you had three huge suitcases full of just stuff with stuffed toys for dogs. So it was really cool that, you know, as they're coming through, I remember that feeling like when I broke my arm in 6th grade. I was just thinking about that today, how I got this little stuffed animal and how that meant so much to me. And I think for you know, these dogs and for their people, just to have that little act of kindness, you know, can mean so much. And, you know, and for them, like, you know, their pets are a big part of the family. And so, you know, being able to keep them together and providing that care.
There were people with their cats and their dogs coming across the border, and they had a suitcase and they had a child with a stuffed toy holding. I mean, that showed, it just showed me what are our priorities in life. The power of pets, they really do make us better. So, I mean, did he get a chance to take care of any kitties and doggies, or?
He did, yes, definitely, with both. And just heard so many stories. I think they were taking care of one. I think they had a hamster, maybe a guinea pig. So all kinds of different animals. And just, you know, a lot of them, it was really hard for them to talk about what they had seen, but they would just talk endlessly about their pets and just this connection. And, you know, just like this coming from that place of just extreme stress where, you know, for instance, there was one dog that was a big Doberman that had, they called it Goofy was the nickname. So, and, you know, Goofy, like in Disney, kind of cool that they could relate on that, even, you know, with different languages. But the dog had injured herself when jumping across a big ditch and trying to flee, literally, you know, running for their lives. And so it was nice to be able to, as they crossed over the border, my dad was one of the veterinarians that was there to help welcome them in and being able to help treat that injury. And hopefully won't need surgery, but if they do, that's something that they will that they will just pay for and fund to be able to give her all the veterinary care that she needs, and, you know, getting the toys, getting the treats. So having a fear-free approach to the vet visit, because last thing we want to do is add even more fear, anxiety, and stress on top of what they've already been through. So trying to make it as fear-free of an experience as possible.
Well, we all here at Meowy Hour, I hope Kathy feels the same. We love Dr. Marty Becker and all the veterinarians that have dedicated and donated their expertise in a war zone. And so just tell your dad, Arden's not even joking around this time. She's actually coming from the heart and saying, nice job. Paws up.
I'll tell you, thank you.
So he got back recently, right?
He did. He got back. He was, you know, just, it was rough. I think he was freezing. My mom talked him into taking a coat with him, thank God. But yeah, it was very cold and, you know, long days and it was pretty hard, but like he just came back just rejuvenated and just, you know, so full of love and just wanting to already go back. So I think he's planning on doing that again soon and trying to go help more pets and people as soon as he can.
Yeah,
all right.
that's wonderful.
We're going to see how savvy you all have been listening to our great conversation with the remarkable Mikkel Becker. She is the lead animal trainer at Fear Free Pets. There's a dog on the couch right now. Don't say. What's the name of the dog that's not going to win Mr. Congeniality to Cats? What is the name of her dog? Right there. And whoever correctly gets the answer selected by Miss Kathy Black, you are going to get your paws on this autographed copy From Fearful to Fear Free. Mikkel is one of the authors on this, along with her dad, Dr. Lisa Radowski. We have Dr. Sung, and it was edited by our friend Kim Campbell Thornton. This is an amazing book. Yes, it's a lot about dogs, but it applies a lot to cats, and it talks about fear, anxiety, and stress and ways to deal with it. And I thank you first for autographing and giving away a copy. So now you cannot say your dog's name for the rest of the show.
I will try not to. That's always so hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So moving on, Kathy, we have a breed profile. I'm going to go off camera, and it's on the Cornish Rex as I get ready to prepare our kitty cocktail. So I will be in the background, but don't leave, Mikkel. And Kathy, take it away. Let's learn about the Cornish Rex.
Yeah, I just want to make a couple of comments. Mikkel was talking about, doing the right thing by the animal. And as breeders, it's oftentimes that we have cats that we kind of become attached to when they're kittens. But I always said it was better to have more people than cats are to people. If I could change that ratio, then that animal's going to be in a better place. We can't keep every cat we produce. It's not fair to the cats, it's not fair to us. So I like that comment that you made. I also want to welcome, we have some people in Belfast, Ireland that are watching us tonight, and also in Australia. So welcome to our international viewers. Okay, let's talk about the Cornish Rex. I call this the greyhound of the cat fancy. So we're going to keep it kind of a dog theme because these cats have a natural tuck up to their abdomen. So they have that shape like you think about a greyhound dog. It has the Rex gene, which causes the hair to curl. These cats have no guard hairs or the long on hairs. It's all the undercoat. That's all they have is the undercoat, and it lies in this nice tight wave. They have that natural arch to their back, the tuck up, and long, thin legs, egg-shaped head with high set ears. It's a study in curves. We have a curly coat, a curved profile, and these whippet-like bodies or greyhound type bodies. They're very sophisticated and elegant, but they're not aloof. They're very warm, friendly cats, very active, very people-oriented, very kitten-like, that they stay that way their whole life. Most notably, their feature is their coat, falling in those tight Marcel waves. The women in the 20s would make their hair look like that. That's where the term Marcel comes from, so it's a very old term. They have a very distinctive egg-shaped head with these hollow cheeks, and those the nose is described as Roman. So if I can do the side profile, I'll show you that. And it's kind of like a whippet with its barrel chest and its small waist. It actually mentions the waistline in our breed standard. It's the only breed standard that calls for a waist in our cats. So they come in all colors and patterns. This is very much that whippet look that they were talking about. You can see that natural arch to the back, those long legs, this beautiful coat, those large ears. They come in all colors and patterns like I was talking about. Here's the profile, if I can, maybe you can see it. It's two convex curves to the profile. So there's that Roman nose and then the arch to the skull. That beautiful curve to the back and that gorgeous coat. So like these are bicolors, here's a solid black, all different colors and patterns. They're a very unique breed. They're too busy for my liking, but if you want a cat that's very active, very busy, very kitten-like its whole life, then the Cornish Rex is the breed for you. We have an exhibitor who likes to dress her cats up in fancy costumes. Here's one of her cats wearing a headpiece, a full flowing dress. She would push these cats around the show hall. She had two cats that were the same color, so she would trade them out so they didn't have to get too tired, but they would just sit there and wear those costumes. Really quite remarkable that those cats would do that. But that's our highlighted breed this weekend, or this week, the Cornish Rex. It is also coinciding with the CFA's focus to highlight the breed. So if you have a Cornish Rex, look for our Facebook post and you can post a picture of your cat. If you want to learn more about the Cornish Rex or find a breeder near you, check it out on our CFA website, cfa.org.
What do you think of the Cornish Rex, Mikkel?
I think they look really cool. I've actually never seen one in person before.
And you're listening to the all-breed CFA cat judge who travels all over the world at cat shows and has to know 45 cat breeds.
As you were talking, that's what I was thinking. I was like, gosh, that is so much to remember. I love it. I love being able to hear the language coming in from someone who judges too, where it's like the beautiful curve and this and that. I'm like, oh, it's really cool. It's things you just don't.
We kind of have our own language.
Yeah,
I love
she's been doing it for a number of years and she's darn good at it. I've now learned that this is not an orange tabby. This is a red and white. Right, Kathy?
Yes, red tabby and white.
And
Yes.
Casey and Rusty have two different kinds of markings. Is his the swirl?
That's classic tabby.
Classic tabby. You're
Or
gonna show up.
blotched. Yes.
I'll get Trudy. Here's my cat whistle. Okay, here's Rusty, and he is.
Mackerel. I think he's mackerel tabby. Yeah.
There you go. See, I just thought they were. I thought they were. I call them ginger boys. They're my ginger boys.
And most red cats are male because if they are female, they'll have another color mixed in, usually with black or brown tabby or something like that. Yeah.
Well, speaking of these two clowns, talk about the CCW, Kathy.
Okay. It's our way in CFA of recognizing the non-pedigreed cat also. So for $13, and you could do that as a gift for Milo.
Yeah.
You can go to cfa.org/CCW, upload a picture, and you get a card with your cat's picture on it, the cat's name, the owner's name. You can get key rings, you can get luggage tags, you get your membership card. 10% of your $13 goes to a local shelter. So you can check all that out at cfa.org/CCW.
All right. We're going to have two great things left before we finish this fabulous show with Mikkel Becker. And one of them is safety. As many of you know, I'm a master certified pet first aid instructor. I teach CPR, teach it for cats and dogs. And about a year and a half ago, I realized there's a lot of people out there with cats that when they go to a pet first aid class, either live or in via Zoom, they feel like it's all about the DOG. So with the help of our veterinarians, including your dad, Mikkel, I have 12 veterinary advisors. We created a 3-hour, 4 certification cat first aid CPR class. And look at the two ugly mugs that are in the group. What do you think of my teaching assistants, Mikkel?
I love it. They are so photogenic.
You're like, look at me. So we do things
awesome.
The class is $40. It's 3 hours, and you get bad jokes. You get a course book. You get the opportunity to be in your own home with your cat. And Mikkel, quickly, you're going to learn how to wrap a wound or do chest compressions, and the kitty's in their own environment. Better than taking them to a class, right?
Absolutely. That's definitely more of a fear-free approach. Have them where they're comfortable.
That's right. And as we say with everyone, anybody who's a guest on my show, your schedule's a little crazy busy. I know that, but you are most welcome to take a class. Now you could take the cat dog class because I think that would be more relevant for you. But if we ever have that opportunity, you will always get to come for free.
I would love that. I'm all about it.
Okay, that's good. All right. Well, the good news and the bad news. Bad news. Our class in May is sold out. I don't know what happened. Putting my name on bathroom walls is paying off. So we are completely booked. But we do have, mark your calendars for June 23rd. We do have a 3-hour cat first aid class from 5 to 8 p.m. Central. Go to that Pet First Aid for You, and you can sign up. And we hope to see you. And Casey and maybe Rusty will show up. Rusty's always decides. Casey is known as Pet Safety Cat Casey. Come here, Casey, come here. He goes, no, you got to bribe me. Come on, bribe me. Okay, there you go. All right.
Arden, one thing really fast. I think this is just so funny. You have the exact same treat container as I do.
Oh,
I have them stocked at my home actually. So
I have to because they don't have opposable thumbs, but they get into it. Look at this. Oh, it's really delicious. Oh, all right. We're very connected. Okay. In my other life, I am a licensed bartender, and I love creating kitty cocktails to celebrate all cats. So we do a shout out to Teresa Kiger. She is an all-breed CFA judge and a talented graphic artist, editor of Cat Talk. She created tonight's graphic for my concoction I'm calling the Cat's Meowy Basil Gimlet. And we just want to celebrate spring with this very refreshing take on the classic, the gimlet. So for this cocktail, here we go. Pray for me. Well, the cats are not happy because there's no ice cream or whipped cream involved. So you take a cocktail shaker and before you do anything, you put in 4 or 5 fresh basil leaves. Isn't that beautiful? They smell so good. All right. And then you're going to add the gin. Ooh, we're doing 2 ounces, everyone. That's an 8 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to use what is called a muddler. And you're going to take the gin and have it dance with the basil. So you're muddling and exposing all those good flavors.
All the oils. Yes.
All right. Now we're going to add some lime juice. About a 1/2 ounce. I'm going to get 1 squirt, 2 squirt. Casey's watching.
Don't squirt Casey in the eye.
I know. And then simple syrup. It's in a container, but just go on the stove and do sugar and water. There you go. 1, 2. All right. So we got all the ingredients. We're going to add the ice. We're going to shake this puppy up. All right. And the secret is to really shake it, get everything in it. This thing should be all frosted. I just took out of my freezer a chilled martini glass. That is your secret. Do not put this in just a room temperature a martini glass, and then pour it in and add a couple of beautiful fresh basils. So at this time, I hope you all raise a glass, whether it's this beautiful creation I made, which is the Cat's Meowy Basil Gimlet, or a glass of water. Let us all raise a glass. And thank you, Australia and Ireland, for joining us tonight. Because the cats, they make us better humans. Cheers, kitties.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sip slowly. Gin can do you in. So we're wrapping things up. Mikkel, what did you think of my concoction?
I want that. I'm like, my mouth watery. It looks really good. I love gin. I feel like gin is one of those things, either you love it or you hate it.
Yeah, and it's great for this time of year. But
yes,
the thing is, take a martini glass, put ice in the glass with water, or put it in the freezer. And as you're ready to then pour it into the drink, get rid of that. Your whole glass will have ice crystals in it, and it just makes the gin or the vodka or whatever you're using to make a martini or a gimlet, it makes it so much better.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try that. That looks really good. I have a dog training session right after this, but maybe done.
Yeah, be careful. All right. Hey, we want to give a shout out to the Cat Fancier Association. They're the ones that created Meowy Hour. I want to thank my co-pilot, Kathy Black, and our doggy designee, Destiny. I want to thank our sponsors, Kitty Raid, Doggy Raid, and Yummy Raid. We really appreciate you all being here. I want to thank my good friend, Mikkel Becker, for stepping in and doing good things for all animals. As the lead animal trainer at Fear Free Pets, we're not going to say your pets' names because you got to know the one. And you will get your paws on an autographed copy from Fearful to Fear Free that she co-authored. We thank you for that. Next week, we're actually having an animal communicator on. Her name is Joan Raquette, and she's pretty awesome. So am I missing anything, my dear co-host?
No, not at all. One of my cats just made a big crashing sound, so I don't know what I'm going to say.
I thought you were going to say we'd bring it all full circle and your kitty just left you a big hairball.
No, it's some big crashing. I don't know what that was. No clue, but we'll find out.
Well, we just want to say until next time, same cat channel, same cat time. We'll see you on Meowy Hour. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Take care.
Thanks, Mikkel. Good seeing you.
Thank you so much.